Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a beautiful but very hot Texas day. Sweet epic views. So today I need your guys' help. As you know, we are no longer traveling in an RV, we are living in a house. I also just turned 42 years old, and since I turned 42, I realized as a dad and a 42-year-old man, I have a decision to make. I have to decide, am I gonna get really into history or really into smoking meats? Well, since Alicia has already vetoed the history idea, she has nothing to do with history, does not want to hear history, doesn't care about history, we're gonna get into smoking meats. And you guys know when we traveled, I loved to cook. And we traveled with this. It was a Pit Boss pellet grill and a Blackstone, the staples of anyone who owns an RV. Very nice, also very nice. The problem is now that we live in a house, we could use something a little bigger than this guy right here. Perfect for RV camping, not so great for cooking things for more than about 3 or 4 people. When I do ribs, I actually have to cut them in half and lay them weird angles to get them all on there. It works pretty good, but you have to plan your business. The Blackstone, however, I think this is probably the perfect size if you're at home, because that's more than enough to cook for a family of 5 or 6. Don't need to replace that. But this is what we need to replace, because now we live in a home. It's time to take our meat smoking game to the next level. Also, not sure if I want to stay with the pellet grill. I like pellet grills. It worked great when we were camping. Actually works pretty good here. You set it and forget it. But if I'm gonna get serious about it, is there something better I could use to cook with? So today, we're gonna go shopping or looking for what we can get to replace this, because it's time to take our meat smoking game to the next level. Also, have you guys seen my work truck's new tires? You may not have seen it because I did it on my other channel, but there it is. There's the old work truck with some Baja Boss Mickey Thompsons. These things are awesome. It still looks awesome. It's lovely to drive. It's also much higher, so it takes a little getting used to. The truck's about 2 inches higher. Actually had to lower my trailer hitch a little bit to level this back up when I'm working. So far, A+ on the tires. They have been awesome. Oh man, I was just about to brag about how good this truck's been. Now we're not going to look at smokers right now. Now we have to change the batteries. And yeah, we got it. You don't like to start right now. So it looks like I'm out of batteries. My batteries are done, which is not the first battery this week I've replaced. So on the Fords, you got 2 batteries. And if one goes bad, you pretty much have to replace both. Otherwise, the other one's about to go bad. I should have known something's going on. The other day, it just would not adjust to me whenever I was driving. When I'd start it up, it wouldn't return the seat back to my normal driving position. It was driving me crazy. Also, these step rails have not been wanting to go up. Probably a pretty good sign the battery's getting weak. It's weird. We mowed all day yesterday, several stops, not one problem. Today, first thing in the morning, dead. Also this week, the mower had the same thing happen. 1-year-old mower, battery just out of nowhere. Mowed the last yard, now it won't start on this yard. Dead battery. So, instead of going to look at smokers, now we need to resolve this issue. I wonder how long the warranty is on these. I feel like I just did these like 2 years ago. Like there's gotta be some sort of warranty or something on a battery. Like I feel like, you guys feel like we're changing batteries all the time now? Like they just make them not to last anymore? Like 2 years is all you get out of a battery. I'm really hoping that these have a awesome date code on them that says we'll give you new ones for free. But my luck, it probably ended last month. It's the way it always is for me on batteries. Last month, free replacements. This month, full price. I'm really gonna need y'all's help here in a minute, because I remember these things are real heavy getting out of here. And we don't have the handles because the little lockdown thing doesn't work with the handles. So we threw the handles away, which is a terrible idea now. So we need to get them out. Doop. Stay right there. come off. Okay, this looks like it's gonna smash every one of my fingers really badly. Ooh! Good news, the battery says 36-month free replacement warranty from Ford, right there. 36-month free replacement warranty. So now we have to figure out when we bought these. 100%, because I know I filmed this on YouTube. It's been less than 3 years. It's been less than 3 years since we put these batteries in. Hopefully. It's probably been 37 months, honestly. Look at that. We replaced the batteries on 12/20/22. Today's August of 25. If my math is mathing, we have till December 20th of this year for our 36-month free replacement. And hopefully we can get new batteries without costing a lot of money today, because we were trying to spend our money on a barbecue pit, not batteries. Also, the manufacturing date is 10/22 and 11/22. Means we're getting new batteries today. Unless there's some sort of fine print I didn't see. We're getting new ones. Man, look at all those Super Duties. That's a nice color. All right, let's go see if Ford is going to honor their 36-month, no questions asked warranty. Hopefully, yes. I wasn't planning on buying new batteries today. All right, so it's not so cut and dry as I thought. They actually have to put the batteries on their load tester or their charging machine, whatever it is, to determine if they're actually bad. So we have 2 hours to burn. Let's go back to the original idea of this video, which is to look at barbecue pits today. First stop, my favorite store, because who doesn't love a good trip to the Blue Store? This looks nice. Not very big, but it looks nice and it's pretty affordable. But I think we want something bigger if we're getting serious. Here's the next size. This is the 850. Also very nice. Still on the small side. But it's a very nice machine. They're way better than the one I have right now. It seems like all this is much different. All right, this is what we're talking about. This is the 1150. Now that is a lot of smoke area. Man. These things have gotten a lot nicer since I bought mine. This looks like a way different model. It looks way nicer, way bigger, way heavier. This is the 1300. It's got pull-out trays. Oh, now we're talking. That is serious smoking right there. When you can pull your trays out, got a tray, side tray, very nice. Also, a little bit more expensive. And then they have this right here. This is their top of the line. This one's real nice. Real nice. Stainless steel everything. Trays come out. Real nice. Also comes with a real nice price tag. So, which one of these would you guys get? We don't actually have to get Pit Boss. We could get any other brand. It's just Pit Boss is what I have, so I wanted to start there. What about this one? This is Oklahoma Joe's. It's like a pellet grill, but instead of pellets, you use charcoal or wood. Because a lot of people who are serious about smoking don't use pellet grills. And I'm thinking, if I'm gonna be serious, should I get a pellet grill or should I go old school and do the original OG, charcoal or wood? It's a very nice smoker. It looks really nice. It's not as big as I would like because, well, I want to do some briskets and some other things, and I think the second shelf, yeah, it could be all right. It'd be cool if this was bigger, but it looks like a nice smoker. And for $6.99, it's a 900 cubic inch, so it's about the same price as the Pit Boss grills. So what do you guys think? Pellet grill or traditional charcoal? If you're gonna be serious about smoking, which way should you go? I know some of the diehard guys, it's all about The real fire and controlling the fire is part of the game. Whereas a pit boss, you hit a button and you walk away. So are you truly a barbecue connoisseur? If you're letting technology do all the work and you're not doing anything to control the flame and master the fire, I don't know, that's pretty easy. But I think part of the art is being a fire connoisseur. All right, next stop. Never actually been in this store, but I hear they have really cool stuff. Atwood's. All right, if you've never been inside of Atwood's, this is a cool store. I could spend all day here. Finally found the barbecue pits. They have the same ones. We have Pit Boss, we have Oklahoma Joe's, but they have a new one, a new brand I haven't seen before. It looks like a nice brand, also very expensive. It's Rectech. These I've heard really good things about. All stainless steel, very heavy. Man, this looks kind of nice. What do you guys think about this? I know it's still a pellet grill, but it's a really nice pellet grill. So is this one of those things where you get what you pay for, or are you just buying a brand or bells and whistles? Does it do the same thing as a Pit Boss, or is it actually better? This is really nice. I like this one. I could dig this one. All right, that's all they have here. Let's go to our third store. All right, next, okay. Academy, Sports and Outdoors. I believe here they're gonna have pellet grills and traditional smokers. Academy has all the original players. We have a Pit Boss competition series, also expensive, also pretty nice. Stainless steel grates, adjustable grates. Has this down here to store stuff that we'll likely forget about after a year or two. But it's got all the bells and whistles. Very nice. And for roughly the same price, you can get half the grill. But it's made by a brand everyone knows, Traeger. This is not a very big grill, but it comes with a very big price tag. And I've heard lots of good things about Traegers. You either love Traeger or you hate them. Are they worth $1,500, $1,600 for a pellet grill that's only 885 cubic inches of cooking space? Heard great things about them. But again, are you buying a brand? Or are you actually buying a good product? What's different between this guy right here and that right there? Because we know the guy who made this company, once he sold it, he now works for that company. So if the same guy's involved, why does it cost more? Is it better parts, or is it just the brand? Now, if I wanted to get serious about my smoking, let's get rid of all the bells and whistles. Let's just buy a smoker. 1,550 bucks. This is an old country barbecue pit, all metal, and it is heavy, heavy, heavy. But if you want to start controlling the fire and getting your smoking game up, maybe this is the way to go, because it's just metal and fire. There's no bells and whistles, there's no temperature probes, there's nothing to connect your phone to. It's just you, the fire, and the meat. So what do you guys think? Which one of these should I get? There's lots of choices. I actually thought this would be a way easier decision. I'd go to 2 or 3 stores, find something I like, do some research, and then go buy it. Turns out there's about 1 million models of barbecue pits and ways to cook meat these days. You know, that got me thinking about these barbecue pits. There is like 1 million different models with 1 million different features and 1 million different price points. Like, you could buy a barbecue pit at literally any price point with any kind of features you want. And it makes me wonder, are we really buying a machine that can work or last? Or are we just buying bells and whistles? Kind of like my batteries. I was thinking right now, after today, my 5-year-old truck will be on its 3rd set of batteries. That's not a good track record. Like, I remember in high school, I didn't even know batteries existed in cars because you never even had to worry about them. I remember my first truck. We actually found a battery in our barn and took it to a field to see if the truck that we bought would even start and drive off. When we sold that truck 5 years later, it still had that battery from that barn in there that we have no idea how long it had been sitting in that barn. But batteries, they just never went bad back in the day. And I don't know if it's because we have so many bells and whistles and technology things added that it's just so taxing on the electrical system, or if we've just got to where the products we buy just don't last like they should. Listen to me, I'm starting to sound like an old man. I'm thinking about getting into my smoking game or my history game, and now I'm complaining about how long things don't last anymore. Just like a good old man. But it makes me wonder, are we actually buying a product that'll last? Are we just buying a product that's at a price point for whatever I'm looking for with enough bells and whistles to make me feel like I'm getting a good product? Honestly, at this point, take all the smart stuff away. I would love to have an option that is just a barbecue pit. You know, it doesn't have all the control screens and the temperature probes and all the things you gotta do. Honestly, all the appliances I have at my house, all the things I buy, I would love if they'd offer a dumb version. I don't need the smart version, I want a dumb version. I would gladly pay double the price if you could get rid of all the bells and whistles and just tell me it'll last 5 years. I would pay money, I would pay extra money if you could guarantee that a product would last 5 years from now. We live in a time where it doesn't seem like anything lasts more than about 1 or 2 years, and you're gonna have to replace it. You don't even fix it anymore, you just replace it. I know, I'm probably sounding very old right now when I say that, but sometimes you just wanna buy something and know that it's just gonna keep working. You don't wanna think about, man, I wonder how long that's gonna last. I bet one day I'm gonna have to wake up and all of a sudden that product that worked yesterday just does not work today, and the only option you have is to buy a new one. Whatever happened to buying things and not having to replace them every couple of years because, well, now they're obsolete? I kind of feel like they're doing it on purpose. They're making things work just long enough for you to establish a reputation with a brand, and then they fail, so you just replace it with another one. Repeat business. It's smart on their part, frustrating on our part. Anyway, it's been enough time for us to find out if we're getting new batteries for our truck, so let's go find out if we're getting new batteries for our truck. Good news, both of my batteries failed the test, so we have 2 brand new batteries to go on our Super Duty. Now the bad news about that is the warranty for those replacements goes from the original date of the first time I purchased them, not from 3 years from today. So in 4 months, if my batteries go bad, I got to buy 2 new ones. And the answer I got was, that's just how long batteries last now. Get used to it. Goes back to my saying, why are we paying so much for things that just don't last anymore? I know you need them, and I know it's just the cost of owning things, but sometimes the rate at which things fail, it's just too much. Anyway, we got new batteries. Let's go home and change them and do some more research on our barbecue pits. I know you guys have heard this a million times, but it is hot in Texas. I got both batteries in, it took me maybe 5 minutes. I'm dying, I am dying. So we left the handles on this time so that in 2 years, when they go bad, you can just pick them right out, because that's about as long as I get out of batteries, is about 2 years. Let's see what doesn't work now that it's got a new battery. All right, so hot in here, hot in here. Thank you. And knows the hood's open. Have I told y'all that Fords do a weird thing whenever oh man, all my radio stations are gone? There's gonna be so many things that aren't the way I like them. The time is 005, so it's obviously military time. We're on AM. It's only reading 91. That in fact has to be a lie, because it's way hotter than 91. Oh, now it's 1306, 1316. So it's fixing things. It's fixing things. Let's go ahead and get that back on not military time, because a lot of people don't know that. There you go. 116. I don't know that it's 116. Auto time zone update, auto daylight savings time. I'm not sure it's 116. 117? Nope. But our truck's running. So I'm gonna take this time to put everything back the way I want. Let's see if the seat things do the thing. Oh. All right, it appears my seats are saved, so that's good. That's one less thing I have to figure out what I like and don't like. I'm telling you, when I change my seat, it takes me weeks to get used to it again. All right, so I found that the clock wasn't updating because it doesn't know we're on daylight savings, so I fixed that. The running boards didn't work because they were turned off. There's a whole plethora of things back here and here that had to be reset. I don't have my radio stations yet, but I will tell you, This truck did a few things this week that should have been my key to know that the batteries were acting up. One, when I get in and start it, this would not move, my seat wouldn't move to where my preset settings are. I'd have to hit the button to make them go. Two, sometimes the running boards weren't going up when I'd shut the door. So like right now, they're down. And then when you shut the door, they come back up. Well, I'd be driving and then I would hear them come up like a mile down the road. And I was like, that's weird. I felt like they came up when I shut the door, but I would hear them come up when I started driving. And then today, just nothing. But I remember the last time this happened, it had to do with the radio, the clock, and some of the settings back here about your user configurations. That when the battery gets bad, they just start acting weird, like things just weird. So anyway, on a Ford truck, you go from good battery to not good battery, literally like that. I know this video wasn't supposed to be about checking batteries, it was supposed to be about enhancing my meat smoking game because I'm looking to get into a dad hobby. But we were able to fix my truck and we have a whole bunch of homework to do on which barbecue pit we need to get. What do you guys think? Should you go traditional and actually use real fire and not technology to cook? Or would you go simple and get a pellet grill that you can control from your phone and set it and walk away from it? I'm torn because as a hobby, I kind of want to do the old pitmaster thing where I control the fire, I do the whole experience because that's part of the thing. It's not just cooking the meat, it's the experience of the day, doing everything, managing the fire, managing the meat, and then when you get done, or do you just want simple, come out here, tell it what temperature to be, hit a timer, tell you when it's done, come pick it up, because that's also convenient. Having kids and the fact that we have a very busy lifestyle, it's easy just to put it out here and walk away from it and do other things. But I also like to really take a whole day and just enjoy smoking. So which one should I get? Should I go dumb metal with just fire and have a lot of things that I don't have to worry about never go bad? Or do I go with the latest and greatest technology and just know that one of my conveniences is going to be the reason that thing doesn't work soon, because that seems to be the way things go. The more bells and whistles you have, the more likely is you're going to have to replace parts and fix things as opposed to not having bells and whistles. Anyway guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We love you and we'll see you in the next one.